Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of a replay between Nicker and Rain here on Echo Isle. So far the battles have been long and strenuous, but we are now going into an ancient protector being built, so we may have a protector push over here. We are now also going into Ancient of Winds, so we may be getting into perhaps Druids of the Talon. That doesn't make that much sense to me, but the Death Knight now dangerously low on hit points, level 5 on the Dark Ranger. That Dark Ranger going to be able to get a lot of damage off and perhaps focus down the Death Knight. Death Knight dangerously low on hit points, using the Scroll of Healing in order to stay alive, and now the Death Knight at level 4 may get taken down. Is there going to be a Breath of Fire? No Breath of Fire possible, but the Dark Ranger getting in front, getting some damage onto the Death Knight. Death Knight now low on hit points once again, trying to get some more damage back onto the Death Knight. The Death Knight able to escape at 125 hit points, as it is now getting healed back up once more. You can see that the Pandaren Brewmaster seeing that level 3, and now a bear will get taken down. No, Staff of Preservation once more, as both sides are just fighting back and forth. The Dark Ranger trying to chase after that Death Knight. The Death Knight does have Unholy Aura, moving very, very quickly, and another Staff of Preservation. So very, very nice micro coming in from both of these players so far overall, as the Death Knight now once again dangerously low on hit points, needs to back off, and we are going to be having a bit of a reprieve. But the Ancient Protector is over here to the south, and it may actually get some damage onto these buildings. No, it looks like it will get spotted. And get spotted and taken down, as the destroyers, even though they are light armored, the Ancient Protector attacks rather slowly, and it looks like, yeah, the Death Knight going to be able to finish off this Ancient Protector here, but of course no level given. Level 3 on the Lich, level 4 on the Death Knight, almost level 5. Only a couple creep camps are in fact left. Where is that Pandaren Brewmaster? Pandaren seeing that level 3 does still have this creep camp here. The creep camp does have a gigantic a gargantuan sea turtle, which normally drops one of the best items on the map here on Echo Isle. You can see now, I believe, the Pure Up of Vitality, quickly using those Moonwells, dropping the Pure Up, using the Moonwells, and then picking them back up in order to heal up even more hit points. We can see that there's currently one Wisp off, hiding off over here, creeping over here. So Rain clearing out the Gargantuan Sea Turtle first, and that should definitely help Rain, as Rain needs to get level 5 on his Death Knight. I'm not quite sure if he's actually close enough to get to level 5. I think there's too many heroes, so he'll be slightly short. Even after clearing the rest of these creep camps, yeah, there it is, slightly short by 12 experience. Only a couple creep camps left. One set of creep camps off over here. This set of mercenary camps is still up and running. So I believe that Rain should be taking that down in just a moment. Sorry, not Rain. It looks like Nicker is going to be taking that down. As you can see, there's going to be a battle here in the center portion of this natural expansion, or the only expansion here on Echo Isle. Two destroyers. Two destroyers, 2 obsidian statues, crypt fiends, and abominations once again moving out. Level 5 on that Death Knight to be coming in momentarily. The bears do have some weapon upgrades. 5 bears, 3 hippogriffs, and some dryads. So everything being trained off of the ancients, the Ancient of Lore and the Ancient of Wind, as opposed to the Ancient of War. As I don't see an archer, a huntress, or even a glaive thrower in the combination of these units. It looks as though there was a quick roar being cast. Not quite sure why Nicker wanted to cast roar. Roar is always a very, very dangerous spell against destroyers, as those destroyers will be able to eat through all of those buffs rather quickly. And now in come the dryads. Dryads looking to get some damage onto some of these units here. Perhaps slow them down, give them some additional experience onto both the Dark Ranger and that Pandaren Brewmaster. Another lesser dark minion may get taken down as well. As you can see, both sides figuring out what their long-term goals are. Now down over here, or off over to the north, you can now see Nicker putting in pressure with a lot of these bears, the Dark Ranger and the Pandaren Brewmaster. It looks like it will be enough. Where is actually that Pandaren Brewmaster, or sorry, the Dark Ranger? I don't actually see her. There she is. There she is, right there. I don't see that hollow or that aura there as another Staff of Preservation saving a low hit point unit. There are enough Druids of the Talons. Another Staff of Preservation saving even more heroes, and now even coming in off with of a Roar. So that Roar is going to be able to fight back and perhaps shut down some of those Destroyers. The Destroyers can, in fact, eat that Roar, though, and the Roar would not only give them mana, would also give them some energy. Breath of Fire missing this Abomination down over here. Death Coil also about a half second late, a quarter second late, as these battles are just raging on and on and on. Once again, the Hippogriffs going straight after those Destroyers. Destroyers really have nowhere to run at all. In comes another Roar. We should perhaps be getting a Devouring sometime soon, as the Death Knight now being finally forced to pull back. Not quite sure why being forced to pull back there, and gonna lose a couple of those Hippogriffs as well, and Dryads. The Death Knight now being teleported off over here. So this is the Death Knight's base. Yeah, teleporting from one side of his own base to another. And we may have a bit of an issue here. We can see a low hit point Druid of the Claw now finally taken down. And also Disease Cloud has been researched, so it will be even more difficult to try to take down those Abominations and those Meat Wagons. Once again, another Staff of Preservation attempt. The Pandaren Brewmaster once again just walking around, absorbing a lot of damage, being the strong tank he is. And there is the Scroll of Town Portal to try to regroup everything. So yes, we are gonna have a bit of a regrouping now. Rain currently sitting on 64 over 80. Meanwhile, Nicker sitting at 65 over 90. Both sides once again very, very even, as more Hippogriffs are being added by Nicker. So Nicker trying to get those Hippogriffs back into the game. Meanwhile, we have Crypt Fiends, Destroyers, and Obsidian Statues with just all sitting along here, and it looks like they're going to be playing a little bit more defensively. If take a look at the army, 68-80 versus 75-90, so a slight advantage by Nicker, but Nicker perhaps can translate that into a late game advantage as well, as you can now see the level 4 Pandaren Brewmaster, in addition to, I believe, another Dryad, which should be coming in. There it is. Sorry, not a Dryad, another Dark Ranger, which should now be coming in. Now coming in straight alongside. There is some Dust of Appearance usage left in order to gain some sight onto this poor Shade. The Shade just trying to do its job, getting smacked in the face by a panda pole, I guess, for trying to keep track of the Night Elf army. Alright, Bear still in the center. We are getting another rejuvenation as well. Level 3 weapons upgrade, level 2 armor upgrades on the Bears. So those Bears are going to be able to absorb a lot of damage rather easily. You can see 3 Bears now, 2 more Bears bringing up the rear. And I do not believe that Nicker or his partner has any Marines to summon. So he will actually be sacrificing some of his own creep units in order to clear out this starting location. In comes the Bears walking in first since they do have the most damage. And now Hippogriffs now coming in as well. You can see that the Death Knight frantically trying to return back. Abominations are engaging over here, as now a silence has been cast straight along all the Bears, as now both sides are still continuing to battle it out. You can see a low hit point Hippogriff is currently ensnared or webbed, as it will get taken down. Death Knight getting detonated as well. So the Death Knight getting detonated is going to perhaps put a tinker onto this army, as now just going to shut down even more energy onto those wisps. Breath of Fire once again comes out at comes out of the mouth of Mushi Alemath. And now there is the Scroll of Town Portal, leaving this base completely wide open. But now, how long will it take for Rain to get back off to the north? Not long at all. Rain needs to get the heck out of there. He cannot come back and try to fight a full hit point, undead army at all. As you can now see that the turning tides, another destroyer destroyed, and things are just still not looking good at all. Taking a look at the there are no losses tab. This is not WarCraft 3, as the Hippogriffs are now just poking apart at some of those other air units as well. You can see the Dark Ranger now getting in some long distance arrow shots, now going straight after these other hero units. It looks like the Bone Worm able to survive, as now we are also getting another acolyte to return home. Back over here off to the north, it looks like, yes, one skeletal minion is putting in a bit of pressure over there, and now the Dark Ranger looking to perhaps deal even more damage and perhaps go for the win here on Echo Isle. You can see now that a couple of destroyers, dryads, and a lot of units just battling it out here. We should be getting perhaps a Breath of Fire soon in just a moment. If you can hit Breath of Fire on 2 to 3 heroes, it is definitely worth its weight. Breath of Fire has a rather high DPS item, as I accidentally hit pause as opposed to trying to figure out what the items are. Oh my goodness. Druid of the Claw now once again pushing in another Staff of Preservation, saving the unit. We might be getting even more Bone Worms, as those Bone Worms will be able to shut down those bears rather quickly. And now we can see the Bone Worms the bears now once again in retreat, as he did see that Boneyard armor and he wasn't quite sure how far along it was. He doesn't want to take that chance. And where is the rest of these buildings? Where? Green. Yeah, down over here. So yes, Rain doesn't have that many minerals, just trying to mine up as quickly as possible from his main base, and that is, yeah, just trying to mine as quickly as possible from his main base. And both sides are now once again going to be regrouping. I think we're going to have a major battle coming in soon, just because there's no more places to build expansions. This gold mine will be quickly running out, and Knicker may be in problem. About another minute and a half left. The main gold mine to the top right has already been mined out. The gold mine to the bottom right still has about 5,000 resources, so that's about 7 to 8 minutes of gameplay where Rain will be able to constantly train up more units, while we're going to have over here Knicker not be able to train up at all. So it looks like it is going to be a straight base race now, as the Dryads simply suiciding their way in. And will it be enough to really fend off this attack here? And now in comes those Hippogriffs. The Hippogriffs absorbing a lot of damage, and we should be seeing perhaps army movement coming back up north from the green. You can see currently a lot of, or two of the 3 heroes now, as both sides still battling it out. And now it looks like those Hippogriffs are just simply going straight after those destroyers. So that would have been a little bit better if they actually had a faster movement speed. There are Dryads off here to the north as well, so Knicker still more than protected against any Dryad play, as Dryads are are piercing, and yeah, are piercing. And is it I can't even think straight anymore. All right, so Frostworm now once again making its way out, perhaps looking to roll over their opponents. Back over here, the Lich and the Death Knight still very low on hit points. This is still anyone's game, but I would still give the advantage to Knicker. Knicker feels like he's just been in constant dominant control of this map now, as he's now going after some of the main base's tech buildings. That is a rather strange maneuver, as the gold mine here has now already been mined out. This is the last gold mine left, and if Rain can at least do some good trades, where he only loses a fraction of his units while destroying an even larger fraction of his opponent's units, he may be able to ride out the storm and get the win, but things are still not looking good at all. Slaughterhouse and Altar of Darkness, the 2 buildings left in addition to a graveyard now. It looks like these buildings will get taken down, and now it will be one starting location versus another, as the an expansion location versus a starting location now, as you can see just how much Rain has already rebuilt straight up inside his base. All right, here comes the final, what may be the final attack. The Dryads are now pushing in. Bone Worms are once again trying to lead the way as well. The Bone Worms do move a little bit more slowly than the other heroes as well. So the balloon, or I don't even, there's no Goblin Zeppelin. I'm thinking of a Goblin Laboratory. All right. Wow, I got a smile on my face from not realizing that I was actually this tired. Anyways, Death Knight now attempting to pull away. We may get a Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. No, none of that just quite yet. We do have a Roar, so that Roar giving additional bonus damage to the Druids of the Claw, plus 12 damage there. So very, very nice, as the damage should be able to rack up very, very high. I don't see any Obsidian statues, only 2 Destroyers. So those Destroyers are going to be the main stopping point, but there are a decent number of Dryads as well. I believe 6 Dryads, as the Hippogriffs going straight into those Destroyers. And now I'm not quite sure what that was there. Wow, what did I miss? There it is. The Frostworm is now, in fact, back. Both sides continuing to fight once more. The Bears, just in that, even in Druid form, getting in a lot more damage than I would expect. And it looks as though the Hippogriffs will be able to finish off another Destroyer. So another Destroyer has gone down. Dark Ranger, I believe, will go down. Yeah, level 4 Dark Ranger. And there's the GG by Rain. So a very close game here on Echo Isle between Tylos, Nicker, and DKH Rain here on Echo Isle. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.